And good morning. Today we're going to be downtown Decatur, and I'm going to show you around the downtown Decatur area. This camera around here. Please bear with me. I'm using this Vimbal for the first time out and about, so I got to get used to how to use this thing. So you'll see me moving it around a lot. This area that I'm in right now, all this right here, there used to be buildings here, and this also used to be the a walk area, you know, where no cars can be. It is quite cold out here, so you'll probably hear me shivering. So here we have Striglow's company. They've been in this building for as long as I can remember. I think pretty much all these buildings down here were built in the 1800s. As you could see, one right there, it was built in 1891. And most of these buildings down here are pretty much not anymore. Okay, well, this right here is new. This is now the Decatur Brew Works moved over here. I think the cold weather is kind of affecting my gimbal. It's starting to move really slow on me, and you gotta bear with me. I'm trying to get used to this thing. So there you go, the Decatur Brew Works. Woo! We got some ice falling off of there. Ice falling off up there. I guess we better cross the road here. Even though it tells me to stop, I'm going to go anyway with that ice falling. So but like I said, bear with me. I'm trying to get used to this. Good morning, Mambo. We are in downtown Decatur, and I'm trying to get used to this thing. So you'll see it moving all over the place. When I was a kid and I moved here, this building right here used to be called Making Music, and it was a music store. And of course now it's the Bijou. It's a little restaurant. And then right next to it we have a Thai restaurant, and a beauty salon, and then next to that there's the Soul Bistro, which was something else, but I can't remember the name of it. But these buildings have been changing throughout the years. And as you can see, if I can pan up here, if I go the right way. Hello, Mindy's mom. So right up, you see that up there, when it was built 1891, they called this the Herald Block. And so I'm trying to get used to this thing, and it is quite cold out here, so you'll hear my voice shake and so on and so forth. I got my gloves on and my hat, and I had a friend of mine who actually lived right up here at one point. Now we're coming up to another restaurant called Coney McCain's. And this restaurant here, when you come in, every person that comes in, the whole staff claps when you walk in the door. It's their way of welcoming you to their business. But this used to be a very bustling town. We had over 100,000 people here, but it's dwindling. And then this building right here used to be a high-end clothing store back in the day. And I think this one over here used to be too. And then this here is what we call our Merchant Street. And we'll go down that one in just a moment. So I hope we're not getting a bouncing picture. You'll just see me moving the camera a lot because I'm trying to get used to this thing. Now this over here, right there, that's the old Lincoln Theater, which is not in use. It's been being renovated for years. And they can't seem to get enough donations. And back in the vaudeville days, when this town used to be very popular, we used to get a lot of famous people that played at the Lincoln Theater. Bob Hope's been here, and all the other vaudeville people. Now we're coming up to a street. We're actually on Main Street is what we're on, which is also known as 51 South. But this intersection right here, when I was telling you about the transfer house, right in the center of this road is where the transfer house used to sit. And of course, this all looked different at one time. And then over here, if I can get it panned over there. Now right there is the Chinese Tea Garden, which I don't know if they're still open or not. Never been in there before, but I heard they had good Chinese food. And then this one right here, that's where another, well, I can't think of the name of it now. There was a beer place down the way. They used to be right here, and now it's the River Coffee Company. But that other place, they make their own beer. And now this building here used to house a lot of businesses. Well, I mean, it still does, but it's all kind of like commerce and lawyers and stuff like that. But they had really nice restaurants in there, and used to be able to go, let's see if I can pan up there. Used to be able to go way up there and sit until, I can't remember what the guy's name was. He was a billionaire. I'm not sure if he's from this town or where he's from, but he purchased that area, so now you can't go up there and sit anymore. So we'll keep walking this way, and then that building right there, that used to be a hotel, and now it is the Macon County office building. So the one thing that people are doing here, I'll show you this right here, if I can get it in the right place. So all around Decatur, we had these little signs here, looking for Lincoln. So apparently this is how downtown Decatur used to look around the Lincoln era. Now, Decatur's been doing a lot of mural painting, and this is, you gotta remember, Chicago Bears started here in Decatur. So they used to be called the Decatur Staleys, founded in 1920. And so somebody had painted, what we got here? Roman Kiss 1, well, welcome. So we are here for people coming in. If I didn't see you, welcome. We're at downtown Decatur, Illinois, in United States. And this team right here is now the Chicago Bears, which started here in Decatur. And so somebody came over here and they painted a mural for this team. So anyway, in 1920, let me pan over here. 1920, George Halas hired by A.E. Staley. And in 1920, first pro football game in Decatur. So we'll go along, and in 1921, Staley moved to Chicago. So it was here for a very short time, but it started here. So we move along, and in 1922 they changed the name to Chicago Bears. And in 1956, Chicago Bears host Staley Day. And then in 1967, George Halas retires as coach. And I'm guessing, let me get my camera here right, and that's him right there. So there you have it. There's all kind of other murals painted around this town. Now, like I said, it's very, very cold out here, so you're gonna hear me shivering. And I do have my hat on. I had to put my gloves on because my hands were getting cold. So we'll do a little more history talking about Decatur. Now this street right here, Merchant Street, used to go in the opposite direction, and then they decided to turn it and come back this way. So it's a one-way street. Let's go ahead and cross the street here. Now if you see right up here, right up there, those are painted windows on the side of that building. And in the windows part is a it looks like you could see the transfer house which we will eventually get to the transfer house. So here's another statue of Abraham Lincoln during his first political speech. And then here's another one of those, see if I can pan down here. Another one of those things, looking for Lincoln. Yeah, I think pretty much everything is closed today. There are some places open. And if I don't read your comments, I'm sorry. But when I get to talking, then I don't pay attention to what I'm doing. So, here, let me, whoop. I got the sun on my back, so I can't see what I'm doing here. Okay, here. Bear with me while I run this thing. There we go. So, this store right here, Giggles, they sell all kinds of cool things. And they used to be further down this street, and they've moved several times, I think, but there's also people who live up here in these buildings. So some of these places here hold apartments. So we'll walk along in here. Get my eyeballs out of the sun so I can see what I'm doing. Now this building right here, if I can turn right, that used to be called the Dormouse, and they sold clothing in there as well. Hello, Tina. And then we got Robbie's Grill right there. But I think these places, yeah, see, Giggles used to be right here. That's where they used to be, and they moved down to a bigger place. And as you can see, let me pan over here, all these old buildings, these, that's pretty cool. Wearing this gloves, I'm trying desperately to keep from dropping this thing. So we're coming up to Dell's Popcorn, which they are open, it looks like, and they have like one of the best popcorns here in town. They are very popular, and they get a lot of business. And of course you got a Jimmy John's down here with tables to sit outside. And then you got Fine Cigar Shop. And then there are places upstairs like Taproot. You come through this door right here, and they are upstairs. And Sloan's Calzones, a pizza place. In fact, I know the guy who owns this business, and in fact my best friend used to work for this company, and he's the one who was asleep and had an asthma attack in his sleep and died. He was working at this place when at that time. So across the street here, of course, like I said, you got, well, see, Coney McCain's used to be just right there. It was a very small place. Well, they got the place next door and expanded. So, you know, they got really good food in there. The Brass Horn has been here for as long as I can remember. And then that science, Christian Science reading room's been there for a very long time. And then the gin mill, I've not been in there yet, but they're supposed to have pretty good food in there too, if they're still open. I have no idea. we're gonna keep walking this way. And over the years they had put in these new lights, and they all light up blue, I think, at night. And then this building right here, if I can get it in the picture, this actually has been knocked down and rebuilt. And it used to be where Kay's Merchandise used to be, and they knocked it down. And the old mayor's wife wanted a Tabolt's here in town, so that was like one of the first stores that they put here. So I thought that's pretty neat. So we're going to be coming up here, and as you can kind of see right there is the transfer house that they had moved. So we're coming up to what we call Central Park. Oh, so this is where Murphy and Company Kitchen and Home Decor moved. So there's their, like I said, bear with me, I'm still trying to learn this thing. And so there, so we'll do a quick pan here before I start explaining things. So this building right here, that is the Citizens Building, and right at the top used to house a great big huge C for Citizens. And when it would light up at night, it would do certain things with its light. So if you knew, it would tell you the weather. So I can't remember, it's been so long, what it did, but it would tell you what the weather is going to do by the movement of the lights. So let's cross over. Now this park has been redone several times over the years. This is the recent one that they've done. And this statue's been here for ever. I mean, long before I probably came here. And of course, it's to commemorate the soldiers from Macon County during the Civil War. Let me pan up here. Whoop. Let's go this way. There you go. So it's pretty crazy. And then, of course, that's the new amphitheater that they built. I have the sun in my eyes, so I can't see the screen. Now this fountain right here, this has been done several times. Some people got mad that they redid it, and they come over here and they poured soap in it. Let's see. Okay, take care, Minnie's mom. But we're gonna walk over here to the transfer house that they moved over here. So there's the transfer house, and that used to sit in the center of Main and Main Street. And so when you rode a bus here in town and you came downtown, that's where you would go to transfer to your next bus. So they had that sitting. Oh, hello Nancy And hello, Senorita H. And so yeah, that's where you would go when you want to transfer. But they also had redone, when they redone this area, they took the traffic the opposite direction, so it's also, I think, one way on the north and south side. Now this building right here, where it says Ant Farm, that's actually a friend of mine's business. And what she does, she's an artist, but she takes other artists' arts and she sells them for them. And I've only been in there once, so yeah, it's pretty neat. And then get this over here. This building right here used to be, they used to have an eyeglass place. So I think Bard Optical used to be in there, and then they closed down. And then that's our post office right there. And this, just on the other side of that post office, is where the new transfer area for the bus is. And then we'll walk around here. In fact, this building right here, that is now the library, and that used to be where Sears used to be. I can get this thing to work properly. It's getting cold, so and then right here, there used to be a parking garage right here, and as you can see, they tore it down. And then I'll show you another mural that they had painted. This here was one of our mayors, and they painted that. He was our last mayor that we had, and just on the other side of this area, there's actually another mural. Now this place right here called Doherty's has the oldest bowling alley in it. I think it's only like 2 lanes. Let's see, here we go. Straighten this thing out. So, okay, get ready for it. Here's another mural. I'll try to pan up so you can see it, but take it the right way. There you go. Hello, the J Vlog. And I think there's another one just right down here. I'm actually really happy that I've got a signal walking around down here. There's the back side of the ant farm, and then, of course, there's another mural that somebody had painted. And then right here is where our Civic Center is, and that's where Stephen Decatur High School used to be, who that statue is right there. and this road would be 51 North. And this building right here is a new building that they built. I think it's been here for maybe close to 10 years now. And as you can, I'll stand right here and I'll pan up. You'll see how big this is like our tallest building right here. I'll tell you, using these gimbals is not easy, but at least it's not shaking on me. At least I hope it's not shaking on me. I hope we got a smooth picture. And I don't know how big of a lag that I have on this, so but I think this area right here, the building that used to sit here, used to be where, no, actually this is where Kay's Merchandise sat, and that building there is where Carson Peary Scott used to sit. But the first weekend of August, they hold what they call the Decatur Celebration down here. And they close off around 18 city blocks and have their Decatur Celebration down here. You can walk around and buy food and trinkets and drink beer down here. But this last year, well, before the pandemic, they had decided to put a fence around the whole thing because they used to be free to come here, and they decided that they were going to charge admission to get in here, and I think it kind of went off poorly. So of course with the pandemic they didn't have it this year, and but it may be no more because people are losing interest in it. See here. Oh, so you can see right down this street here, and of course that's an old church right there. I don't know if they're still in service. There's the new Murphy & Co. They just opened up. And this Busey Bank, that thing's been there forever, it seems like. Been there since I've been here. And of course there's some of the old buildings, and of course all the buildings down here are old. Sounds like you might have more ice falling off of some of this stuff. I mean, they are kind of neat. I don't remember what a lot of this stuff was beforehand. Something making a noise over there. And then of course here's another thing on Lincoln right there. And then of course here's another one of those things. These things are all over down here. Now, according to the instructions for this thing, it's supposed to have a battery life of about 12 hours. And I'm also can charge my phone off of this thing, so and this building here, they've see if I can do it. They've changed hands several times too, and it was a bank at one time, and I think it's the Wells Fargo advisory thing or whatever, I don't know. I got what they call a Vimbal, and it's a Vimbal 2S, and it has like a selfie stick attached to it, which I have it out because it's better with the selfie stick on it. But I did do a video on an open box for it. Yeah, this used to be the Milliken National Bank, and which is now the Wells Fargo. There might be other things in here, but we'll walk down here. At the end of this street is where the courthouse is. See, there I am right there. I'm all bundled up. It's cold, and I thought for my live stream today that I would go downtown and show you what our downtown looks like, which is somewhat pretty much dead. Most of it is now this right here, this was it's called the Orlando Apartments now, and it used to be a hotel, and they had changed it into apartments for the elderly. So here, I can get the sun out of my eyes here. This here, get this thing right. There we go. That is our courthouse there. I don't think the clock works anymore because it says it's 5 after 5. So we'll cross over and I'll show you the Orlando Hotel, because it reminds me of the movie The Bachelor. Let's see, we go back this way here. Now let me get it over here. Well, I don't know if it does to any of you, but it does to me. It reminds me of that movie, The Bachelor. So, but that there is they call it the Orlando Apartments now. Well, it used to be a hotel. So we'll go back this way. Well, in fact, we'll go this way. We'll wait for and I can't remember what this building was at one time. It might have been a hotel a long time ago, but now it just holds a lot of lawyers, and there's a lot of lawyers' offices in there, and Now if you go this, if I get my gimbal right, if you go down this street and you hit that building right there, which is now owned by Ameren, that used to be Montgomery Ward's, and of course now they had bought it, and I got to kind of move slow a little bit here. And I'll show you one more mural that I know of. Actually, there's another one after this, but this one kind of freaks me out when I see it. We'll come over here in this parking lot because you can see it as I'm walking down this parking lot. So if you look straight ahead on that building, that looks like it's about burned out, because every time I see that, I think that that building has been burned out. It's actually a train that somebody had painted on the side of that building. And when I was a kid, that building used to be a auto parts store, and now it's owned by Millikan, I think, University, and it's where they hold their they train the wrestlers and stuff like that in there. Just cross the street here, show you that train. So there's the and there's that train right there. And then, like I said, this here used to be a hotel. And they used to have boat races here, and that's where they would stay at this place right here. It's got an underground parking lot, and but that's where people would stay, would be at that hotel, which I can't remember the name of it. Cross over here. This building right there, they just recently had renovated it and started putting new shops in there. Of course, I don't come downtown much, so I don't know what's in here. It looks like they got a salon and boutique store, and some kind of photography store, or a place for photography. Oh, well, my gimbal just died on me. Well, I'm gonna have to hold it like this because my gimbal just died on me. That's crazy. So I'm gonna take my glove off. That's funny. It's supposed to, I think it's because I'm charging my phone on it, so it probably so I'll have to hold it like this. Well, this here's the new Salvation Army building right there, and of course a lot of the homeless people are in there. So now we're gonna be shaky, people, so I'm sorry. It looks like I'm gonna have to end this live stream soon, so that's what I get for trying to keep my phone charged to it. So anyway, there's an old church right there. It's been there for eons. Well, that kind of sucks. It did that to me. Let's see if I can get it. There we go. Now I got her going until it shuts off again and then goes limp. So we'll walk along here. There's an embroidery company inside this building here, and of course there's another mural painted on that wall, and then the other shops down in there. There's actually a bread shop, and like right there's a bread shop. And then we'll come back up here and head, and there's the embroidery place. Whoop, yeah, see, it's gonna die on me again. Wow. Well, I'll have to hold it. And it's gonna be shaky. Shaky. But maybe when I get up here, then I'll stop the live stream and but I wanted to come out here, get my glove off my hand so I can turn my camera around here. Hi folks. So I just wanted to come out here and kind of show you Decatur and show you the downtown area of my city. And so now I'm gonna have to think of another place to go to, and maybe next time not charge my phone off my gimbal. So I'll head up here and let me turn this around and show you this one more thing here. Whoop. Turn around, you. Turn around. Well, see, it's so cold out here, it's screwing up everything. So you'll just have to see me for a few minutes. See if I can turn. There we go. So here's another one of those Lincoln things, and this spot right here was supposedly where that courthouse used to be. In fact, when they moved this courthouse, they had moved it into Fairview Park, and then it was getting vandalized, so they took it out. And maybe my next live stream, I'll go out by the airport and film that, that area. But yeah, so anyway, let me turn this around. I want to thank everybody for showing up, and I'll have to rewatch all this, and if I didn't say hi to you, I'm sorry. But I'm not one to kind of look at what people are saying when I'm talking and explaining things. So I'm just going to stop here, and if you didn't catch the beginning of this, just watch the replay. And but thank you guys for showing up, and I'll catch you next weekend.